Alright, abusua micha na misa so emo akwa baso nkoso emfa wo emra eye channel so. Ha eda so ye be media GH. Abusua ye na enim de asi, ye na enim de ato eye o my Ghana. Na abusuafo ade the minority leader SÄD AfenyoMarkins aba bonten ono ene ne nkofo na abusua enam so ono ene leader nti odi nsem bi ede to dwana ne nsem odi ato dwana abusuafo na chese mu ye pa ye na enim ne asi ewo oye o my Ghana mo ne na chese ade a ye papa eye defense minister ye Dr. Omane Boama ene eye environment science and technology ye papa honorable Ibrahim Muntala Mohammed abusia ade a on national assignment makwenya kwanhia money enkofo 6 bi e komo ho na Alexander di nkomo na Alexander de nsam ade tundwa no abusia chese wotumu se why very emotional, why very emotional enye easy na abusia ode ne nsam ade atudwa na yade honorable Tsatsu Tsikata ye ni enim se papa yi aparte se law waye adwuma for good 50 years inti chese o man no eye 3 days bi at the to chese no mo de ebe celebrate ye papa yi enam ne asinti papa yi chese watwam chese omo cancel we dey ma make say o ma make say tete pese ye kone kotie nsam a Alexander the minority leader honorable at the atudwa efa eye ne asi no ho ene nsam a and I say ye papa Tsatsu Tsikata ono so ade ababato abontene some expert bin someone just say plane crash no almost so omode ababato had so e be media GH abuso say ene de connect channel so a ye be so be subscribe my notification bonus for more podcast updates ye ntia ho no yon connect nsema honorable ade atudwa emrasisia ye damasi
This morning, and this is the Minority Caucus in Parliament. The statement that just came through, fresh on the plate, says, following the formal announcement earlier today by the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Deborah, confirming the tragic loss of life in today's military helicopter crash. This is the minority leader, says, I wish to express my profound grief and that of the minority in Parliament over this devastating accident that has claimed 8 precious Ghanaian lives, including 2 distinguished cabinet ministers and dedicated public servants who gave their all in service to our beloved country, Ghana. A nation in mourning. The loss of the Defense Minister, Dr. Edward Omane Boama, Environment Minister, Honorable Dr. Alhaji Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator, Muniru Mohammed, NDC former parliamentary candidate Samuel Abuaje, NDC National Affairs Vice Chair Samuel Sapong, and our 3 valiant military personnel, Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Mane Chum Ampedu, and Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensah represent a profound human loss that touches the very soul of our nation. These were fathers, husbands, sons, and devoted patriots who awakened this fateful Wednesday morning with the noble intention of serving Ghana. Personal reflection. I must speak from the heart about 2 men I knew not as political opponents, but as fellow Ghanaians united in our love for this country. Honorable Dr. Alhaji Mutala Mohammed and I may have sat across the parliamentary aisle, but we shared countless moments of genuine discourse about Ghana's future. His passion for environmental protection transcends party politics, and he possessed that rare quality of listening with intention and also to understand. And Dr. Edward Omane Boama brought to his role as Defense Minister a scholar's intellect combined with a patriot's heart. In our private conversations, I witnessed a man deeply committed to modernizing our armed forces whilst preserving the values that makes Ghana's military a source of national pride. These personal losses remind us that behind every political position lies a human being, someone's beloved family member, someone's trusted friend. Condolences and support to His Excellency the President. I extend my sincere condolences and the full support of the minority in Parliament in these difficult times. Your loss is our loss. Your grief is our grief. In this moment of national tragedy, we stand united with you as Ghanaians mourning together. To the grieving families of all 8 victims, government ministers, members of the majority caucus, NDC members, military personnel, and public servants alike, our hearts go out to you in this darkest hour. To all Ghanaians who mourn with heavy hearts, know that your beloved ones did not die in vain, and also honoring their legacy. Let us honor these 8 souls by supporting our armed forces, protecting Ghana's environment, and working together for our nation's security and prosperity. Let us channel our grief into renewed determination to build the Ghana they envisaged. And also where public service is viewed as a sacred trust and every citizen can contribute to our national progress. May their souls rest in peace, and may their memories remain everlasting beacons of light, guiding us towards a more united and prosperous Ghana. Osahin Alexander Kwamena AfenyoMarkins, minority leader, signed this statement full of reflection, emotion, and a call to improve on the Ghana Armed Forces, that's equipment, and as well as their installations, and also the call to protect the environment. And remember, Mauna, these persons who were on this aircraft or this helicopter that's crashed were attending to a national duty as well in Parliament. That statement that he made regarding the presidential jet, the status of the presidential jet, and then also what ensued in Parliament during that particular statement. And take a look at this.
The presidential jet Falcon 900 EX Easy registration number 9GEXE was unavailable on Thursday, 22nd May 2025, when the Vice President returned to Ghana. The aircraft has been undergoing a 24 monthly or 1,600 flight hour inspection in France since 11th March 2025. After a series of postponements of when the jet was to return to Ghana due to risky, multifocal, massive defects identified and being worked on, the inspection is expected to be completed by 31st July 2025.
And that's Edward Omaneboama. He is, I don't even know if to say he is anymore, but that's Edward Omaneboama. Dr. Edward Omaneboama, respectful. He was a defense minister. Unfortunate how life is so fleeting. Let's get on to Zoom right now and speak to Benjamin Owusu. He's an aviation expert, and quite a number of you have been asking questions. We're just going to try and put a few of those to him. Mr. Benjamin Owusu, I appreciate you speaking to us. A bit difficult of a time and a conversation that possibly we're having, but there are many who ask the question, how do we begin to unravel how this aircraft possibly may have gone down? You're the expert here. How does investigation even begin, considering that the entire place burned completely, bodies charred, amongst many other things?
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for having me. It is a very sad day for us in the country. And when it comes to situation of this nature, definitely there's going to be a committee that will be set up for an investigation to be conducted. But then the aircraft itself is a state aircraft. You know, there's a difference between a civil aircraft and a state aircraft. And so obviously there's going to be an internal investigation by the military. But then when it comes to helicopters and then weather conditions, there are some factors that pose a risk to helicopters. Some of the factors are low visibility and a foggy condition. We also have high winds and turbulence. And then thunderstorms and lightning. But then in this situation, what has happened today, we're looking at the characteristic of a helicopter that flies at low level. And so looking at the weather condition, there may be a crucial visibility when it comes to safe operation. And this can lead to difficulty in navigating the aircraft. And that can lead to an unfortunate accident that happened today. And when we also consider condition of assuming there's a heavy rain or flooding, excessive rain can also affect the engine performance, which also have this water injection into the engine intake. That may lead to a power loss, okay, reducing the helicopter's ability to sustain flight. So these are some situations that can happen to the helicopter. And so when it comes to very bad weather conditions, it makes the helicopter flying very critical.
So from where you sit, you're suspecting that there possibly could have been a challenge with visibility, but considering the incident has happened, we know for aircraft more often than not there is that black box which can begin to help tell if there was a mechanical fault in anything. Are we to expect something like this in this situation which can aid in unraveling what possibly could have happened? Then possibly from there, I can move to the conversation about maintenance, which we've tried to do a bit of a history of some of these aircraft.
Yes, obviously, if in aviation wave there's an accident, obviously it's the black box that gives us all the indications and the possibility of what led to the accident. And so I'm hoping that the black box will be retrieved, and then obviously it will be sent for analysis to be made, and then we'll find out what happened. So in aviation, definitely the black box is a key thing that can assist the investigators to know what really went wrong and what led to the accident. And when it comes to the maintenance, yes, the maintenance also may be a factor, but that most of the time, like you said, we'll see what the black box will tell us, but we can put the maintenance at the lower ladder because of the nature of the weather condition for today. I'm suspecting that. But then the black box will give us a definite information as to what went wrong. But when it comes to helicopter, we have certain factors that pose a high risk to helicopter operation in such conditions.
And some of which you've mentioned already, but considering this visibility factor you continue to mention, what is the safety protocol when visibility is looking like it will be a challenge for the operation of these helicopters?
Yeah, so when it comes to safety operations, there are some of the preventative measures that one can consider is, first and foremost, you look at pre-flight weather assessment, where the crew will thoroughly evaluate weather conditions before departure. And then also, they may have to use up-to-date meteorological reports and forecasts. And then the other aspect that one must also look at is the instrument flight training of the crew, to ensure that the pilots are adequately trained. And obviously, they have their training program. So I must believe that the crew that flew the helicopter are very well trained, and they have been trained in the IFR, that is instrument flight training. And being a crew, if you one look at the high risk of weather avoidance, you can also consider if, for instance, looking at the pre-flight assessment and the helicopter is beyond safe operation limits, then what the pilot would have to do is to either delay the takeoff or maybe just cancel the flight. And depending on the type of helicopter that was being operated, one would have to also consider the type of instruments that is on it, if there may be advanced avionics and safety equipment on board the aircraft. And so there are other things that, these are some of the few things